All right, y'all. So I am getting ready to make a long sleeve crop top. Now I'm making this for my daughter, a teenager who, if you have a teenager, you know that that's all that they wear, girls. That's all that they wear are these crop tops. I'm like so tired of seeing her buying these crop tops off these little websites that are too small, they don't fit right. I'm tired of her make doing a makeshift crop top, taking her own t-shirts, tying them in a rubber band on the side or towards the back. I just said to myself, I'm just going to make her a crop top. And that's what I am doing today. So here I am just cutting out the pattern. Now, this is a really easy pattern. I love to support my indie sewing pattern makers, and I got this pattern off of Etsy. The lady, her shop is Sewing Patterns Market, and it's a really super easy pattern. Love it. So this is me. I am putting it all together. It is super easy. I think I sewed this up in probably about, I don't know, probably about 15-20 minutes. Here I am. Here it is. It's all sewn up. The only thing about this crop top is it's a little bit big. Now, I did cut according to my daughter's measurements, which she came in as a small, and it still was a little big. So here you're going to see where I am measuring, and I'm going to measure up against her measurements. Now, I keep my daughter's measurements on hand in a little file in my little book. So I just went to her waist measurement, and I am just going to adjust and bring the waist in for a more fitted look. So I believe her waist is like a 27. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing the calculations, and I am going to go ahead and make some adjustments and resew those sides down to kind of give her a little bit more of a snug fit. Because if you have a teenager, if it does not fit right, they will not wear it. So this is what you see me doing. I am just again measuring, finding that midpoint so that I can bring this crop top in. All right, now again, this crop top does run a little bit big. What I did notice is in the waist area, it is a little bit bigger. The arms are a little bit bigger, but that is okay. I do know how to, fit. So I just put my skills to work, my sewing skills to work, and that's what I'm doing. I'm fitting for her. So you'll see me here. I'm just drawing down some lines, some new sewing lines. Those are going to be my new side seam lines. And after I realized I had did it on the right side, I had to turn the crop top wrong side out and redraw those lines. So and you'll see the top right there. It's like really boxy right there. So what I'm going to do is just to give it a little bit more shape, and again to have a more fitted look. That's the look that I'm sure she's going for. So here it is. And so this body form is a little bit bigger than my daughter, but it's fitting her very snug. But yeah, that came out just right. All right, so now this pattern, now I did deviate a little bit from the directions. I did not make a facing or a lining for this. I just straight made it with, one layer with the self layer. You'll see right here, I am going to take it in the arm area. Looked at her measurements, and I did take it in the arm area. Now again, this pattern did not call for a neckband. I do like neckbands on my t-shirts. So what I'm doing now is I'm measuring around the neck, which is about 18 inches. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to just create my own neckband, because again, I did deviate from the directions. The directions call for you to have a the regular fabric and then to line it so everything is kind of seamless. But again, I chose not to go that route. I am making a neckband. So again, I did measure 18 inches around that neckband. And the calculation that I did to get the correct fit was I took 18 inches times 80%, which left me with a length of 14.40 or 14 and a half inches for the length. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out and then cut it out in the fabric. And then I'll walk you through the method that I used. It's seamless. I use the method where you would normally how you would insert a bias binding strip. But I love this method. It's nice, clean, looks professional. But again, around the neck area was 18 inches. And if you want to find the perfect, if you want to find the perfect neckband size, take 80% of that. Now, it all depends on the type of stretch material that you have. Now, this material that I have, it's stretchy, but it's kind of, it was kind of, it's sort of like a compression. So it's kind of thick, but it's also very stretchy. So all depends. So for this one, I did notice that I should have cut it just a little tad bit bigger, but it all worked out. So for my neckbands, I do like to cut them on the bias. They just lay a little bit better on the bias and they have a little bit more stretch too on the bias. So I'm glad that I did that because again, this fabric, this rib material, I believe it's a performance fabric that I bought. I'm actually trying to sew down some of my stash. So I had a bunch of this black rib knit performance fabric. So I was like, well, let me just go ahead and make my daughter some crop tops out of this fabric. I'll probably make her some leggings to match because I have a whole bunch of it. All right, so again, here I am just cutting out that neckband. And again, 80% of what the total circumference of the neckband is, whatever 80% of that is, go ahead and cut it out in the fabric. And again, I did cut on the bias. Neckbands tend to lay a little bit better when cut on the bias. So I'm just going to go ahead and sew the ends together. I'm going to fold it in half and sew the ends together. But yeah, everything worked out good. This was an easy pattern. Again, I sewed this up in probably about 15 minutes. It was super easy. So here I am. I've sewn the neckband together and just kind of testing things out. And I'll probably just go ahead and serge that. Now this whole top can be made with a serger. But I ended up using my sewing machine, and that's because I wanted to put the neckband on using my sewing machine. I had to do some top stitching actually, but you can really truly totally make this with a serger. So 90% of this top was made from the serger. And then the rest, as far as like the top stitching, I did with my machine, and then the hemming of it around the arm and the hem, I did use my cover stitch machine. So the method that I'm going to use, as I mentioned earlier, it's how you would apply bias binding tape to a neckband. So this method, so what I'm doing right now is I'm going to put little marks on the center front and center back on the crop top. And then I'm going to take the neckband and just put little snips where the center front is and the shoulder seams, and then I'm just going to match it up to the crop top. All right. So now for this method, you will need to turn before putting pinning the neckband to the neck area, you will need to turn the top wrong side out. I think I have it wrong side out at this point now. And so yeah, I think I do. I think I turned it wrong side out. Initially, when I started using this method of putting on the neckband, You can, you really can do it from the right side, but it's such a better, it looks so much better when you turn the shirt wrong side out and then, put the neckband on that way. And, I'll walk you through how I'm doing this. So again, the top is turned wrong side out, and I am taking the neckband, matching up my little notches, matching it up to the center back seam, center front seam, and the shoulder seams, and I'm just pinning really good because again, I'm trying to, the neckband is a little bit smaller than the neck area, so we're going to have to, so I'm going to have to stretch to fit. And that's what you see me doing carefully. And again, I could have gone probably a little bit longer with the neckband because I know when my daughter tried it on, she said it was a little snug in the neck area. And as I was pinning here, I felt that it was a little bit snug too, and I probably could have went a little bit bigger. So again, it was the neck circumference was 18 inches, and I just took 80% of that, which gave me a length of 14.40, but I actually cut it 14.5 inches long, and the width is 2 inches. So I did a strip of fabric cut on the bias, 2 inches by 14.5. But again, it all depends on the type of knit that you get. This is like a tight woven together knit. So it all depends. I think if I would have gotten like a jersey knit, it probably would have laid a little bit flatter and it wouldn't have been so tight on her neck or whichever, but it all worked out. So here I am just sewing the neckband on. And then from this point, I'm really done. I'm really done with the t-shirt. There's a two-step process for this neckband. So again, I have the neckband, I have the shirt turned wrong side out, and then I attached the neckband. I did like little marks indicating the center front, center back, and the shoulder seams, and I just took that and matched it up with the t-shirt, and I'm just sewing it on right now. Now, after I finish sewing the neckband on, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it right side out, and then I'm going to fold it over, and then fold it over again to enclose the seam allowances, and then just do a top stitch. And then after that, you'll just have to hem the t-shirt. So again, the pattern is from Etsy, Sewing Patterns Market. Great customer service. I had some issues with me not getting my pattern once I bought it. I normally have a problem with Etsy. Don't know what it is. Don't know what the root cause. But she was very customer service like, responded well, responded quickly, and got the pattern to me in time. And I'll put the link in the description where I exactly where I got this pattern from. But again, it's very, very easy. And again, I deviated a little bit from her directions or whichever. So here again, I turned my shirt right sides out, and then the excess I just folded under. I think I folded it under about 1/4 inch, and then I folded it again to enclose the seam allowance on that neckband. So now I'm just like carefully going around it, folding it again to cover the seam allowance, and then putting a pin in. So yeah, I really like this method. Because the other method that's normally on a t-shirt, you can see the seams on the inside. And once it's done, if it's done with a serger or a zigzag, it's still nice. It still looks nice that way. But I really have come to like this method. So again, the shirt is wrong side out. You take the neckband, attach it, turn the shirt right side out, And you'll see what I'm doing right now is I am folding it. I folded about a quarter of an inch down, and then I also folded again to enclose the seam allowances. And then what you'll see me doing next is I will be top stitching, and it came out really nice. And I like this method better because it's not, you don't see the seams are enclosed. It's a nice clean finish. It looks very professional. And overall, my daughter, she really liked the t-shirt. She's actually going to wear it to school tomorrow. So that makes me happy because teenagers are so hard to please nowadays. A lot of things, I do make for my daughter. So, and a lot of things she wears, a lot of things that she doesn't wear and that she doesn't like. But that's okay. So I try to find, what these teenagers are wearing and what's trendy for them, and I try to make it for her. So you'll see everything is pinned, and I am ready to top stitch. Now for this, once it's folded over and pinned, what you're doing is just top stitching. You're just top stitching in the fold. There's a fold. So once I fold it over once, about a quarter of an inch, and then I fold it over again, you're just top stitching very close to the fold. You're actually going to be maybe about an eighth of an inch away from the fold. So you may want to use so I'm using my Juki, so there's not a specialized foot that I can put on there, but you can use if you're using a regular machine where you can change if you have a stitch in the ditch foot, that would be really good to use at this point because it'll help you to sew in a straight line on that fold. All right, so I'm just finishing this up, sewing on the neckband. And again, it was a little tight. But I know the next one that I'll probably make it about 15. Instead of making it 14 and a half inches long, I'll probably do 15 inches. And that'll she won't feel like as if she's being choked, as she said. But again, she liked it. It's doable. It's wearable. She's going to wear it to school the next day. So I'm happy. And again, this is me just sewing the neckband on. And again, the pattern maker, her Etsy shop, it's called Sewing Patterns Market. And really easy pattern to sew. If you can sew, then you really truly, if you can sew, you really don't need the directions. Like I skimmed through the directions, but again, I deviated from her pattern. But again, this is a really easy pattern, and all done. One thing I have to do is just give that a nice little steam. That looks really professional and neat. Love it, love it. Bias cut neckband. All right, so the next thing I need to do is just hem this. Hem this top, hem the bottom, hem the sleeves at the bottom. So what I decided to do is just go ahead and serge that. You'll see I serged the bottom of it. I was thinking about just turning it up and just a single stitch along the edge there, but I'm like, no, let me thread up my cover stitch machine. So just to give it that t-shirt look, that double stitch at the bottom. So I went ahead and I threaded up my cover stitch in black and put the finishing touches on it. Yep. Yeah, it all turned out just fine. There's some other fit issues that I'll change on the next one that I make for my daughter. The sleeves, they're a little long. They are a little long. So more than likely I'll be doing some adjustments in the sleeve part of the t-shirt. But overall, I'll give this pattern, I'll give it a 9. And the reason why I'm not giving it a full 10 is because I think it's a little, it's not true to size. I had to do some adjustments. So if you look at what's on the front of it and how it fits the model, it it wasn't. That's not how the fit is based off of the measurement chart. So, but here I am putting it on the mannequin of this body form. She's a little bit bigger than my daughter, but you'll see everything came out. It looks perfect. It is perfect. It's a nice fit. And then you'll see some pictures of my daughter in it. Yay. All right, hope you like the video. If you like the video, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, like, share, all that good stuff. See you. See you in my next video. Peace.